Well, hello to episode 36 of FPL Top Dogs Ballyhaunis and a little bit extra. We're kind of through midweek. We've got a massive idea of what's happened this game week. Those who free hit, most had the templates of Vardy, Madison, and loads of templates there, and those that haven't free hit, well, you can know by their score. So the free hitters really killed it this week. So there's nothing you can do. I can't complain really compared to a bench boost in game week 36. It's been phenomenal, absolutely amazing. And the game week before, so I'm not complaining too much. The Leicester result absolutely was the massive difference. And even Harvey Barnes, loads of templated teams with Harvey Barnes, the whole three. And we'll have a look at it in a minute. But in this episode, I want to talk about expected point stats. I want to talk a little bit about how to go about game week 38, the risks involved, possible starters, those getting a run out. It might be their last game at home, and we had that a little bit with Noble, West Ham, and Man City. So it could curtail some points for certain assets. Of course, everybody's been selling Salah like fresh sliced bread. And the Son is the guy that's everyone seems to be getting in, and there's a possibility Salah could be back for the Wolves game at home, but he should miss out tonight, which is a massive, I didn't realize, but most of our top 10 in the FPL Top Dogs League, Christy Nicholson League, they have either TAA or Robinson, and some have Diaz, but very little have the Salah left. So I've got a lot of exposure tonight in my rank. So that's one to dodge. Obviously, we'll let Lukaku start again. He's hauling it. He's a differential. How do you get to him? And we're going to talk about Son, effective ownership, as I said, and another guy called Fabio Borges, who is meant to be, his FPL legend, but he's never won it. But I just wanted to skirt about a few subjects here. So let's share the screen tonight and see how we're fixed. There's just so much going on. But yeah, the free hitters this week destroyed it. Everything came in for them, and that's the way it goes. So still, I'm on a green arrow as it is. So I'm not going to complain too much. Let's go. First of all, guys, try and subscribe to this channel if you can. Got a couple of more subscribers. A load of views for this one, 23 views. That's massive. It's massive. So thanks everybody who's had a look. I don't view it myself. I just do it and leave it out there. So, I've been doing this all season, and I've had some contributions by the guys, the Top Dog residents in and around the Ballyhaunis area. And where are we? If you're somebody from outside of Ireland and the UK, well, here's Google Maps. I'm here living in London, and over in this area, that's where I abode from, Ballyhaunis, County Mayo. So. And I basically, the way I want to realize this Top Dogs league is the people. It's a free league to join. There's prize money, trophies. I put it all up. We can in it, and somebody I have a really good mate that should be in it. Or that was a problem that happened in Ballyhaunis and around Ireland with darts and pool leagues, especially darts league. You have some for leagues around towns, and they'll just pop in and play one night and destroy. It's just not on. So that's kind of what I'm doing with the Top Dogs, Ballyhaunis. This is where we are. That's Ballyhaunis. So we have people from Castle, Bacon, Harmore, out to Kilkelly. So I'm just trying to keep this sort of compass in around the area. And if anybody in the league already knows that they want to get people in for next, that's fine with me, as long as we can frank each other. And it's all about fun. It's all about competition and banter and the crack. So that's roughly where we are in the apex of things. I call it the FPL triangle, Charlestown, that triangle, Ballandine, Milltown, Fad, get some bit of Galway, Roscommon and Mayo, and even Sligo rivalry if we can. So that's enough for that. So Effect and I, even I know, I don't need stats to tell you that Son is going to be massively owned. Somebody said he's going to be 150% owned, or effective ownership. I was wrapping my head around this. You can have as 300%, and the minimum you can have on a player 0, and you've got starter 0. So between 0 and 300. If everyone trip caps him, then his effective ownership is 300. If so, somewhere in between. So around 100% effective, something, and I'm sure you guys know, like 150% effective ownership. So basically, he adds, we'll say 115, 116. It says here. Well, if that 130, 150% now for game week 38. Some reckon that he could be that effective. Well, that means that 1.5 for so if a player has an EO of 150%, it means every point he scores raises the average by 116 points. So that's the story. So if it's a massive differential to go against Son, against Norwich, a Carrow Road. Look, I've nailed my colours to the mast easy enough. I've just gone all Spurs, and I've just captained Son for most of the games. But I got stung with Kane earlier in the season with Brentford and Crystal Palace, captained them both, and totally miffed me off. And I was at both games and just got no assist in one game and one in the other, I think. So totally and Son did all the damage. So this Son thing has been going on all season, and I think he's player of the season. I think Salah has tailed off massively. 3 goals, 3 assists in like 10 games or so. That's 2 against United and 1 assist. So that's half his record has come against in the United mauling. So, and now he's injured. So that's been the massive disappointment this season for Salah owners. And I just think where I'm in at the moment is a reflection on not getting rid of Salah on the AFCON. He left me with a goal and had to get rid. But I took a price. It'll be massive. There was a massive price. I lost about 0.2 million by waiting that long for his last game. But look, that's what I kind of sacrificed a little bit of team value this season by repaying a bit of faith on certain players. So that's what effective ownership is. Just want to clear this stuff up. I don't know anything about this, and I wouldn't go on it. But there was this guy called his name is Fabio Borges. Now he is FPL scout here, is touting him as the best player of all time. I don't agree. I've looked at the numbers. He's okay. He's fine, but he's never won the thing. I think if you've won the thing, I think you should be up there as the best thing. This is his record here. He started in 2014, 17,671, a massive progression, getting better every year. Nearly won it in 2018-95. Okay, and he's been messing it up. Fair enough. So quotes and interviews recently. Is there an optimal way to play FPL position possible? And the rest is down to algorithm. This is Fabio. Expected goals, and since then it's been the only stat that I use along with expected assist when making FPL decisions. Of course, it is not perfect, but it is a model and reliable. So he is big into the computerized, algorithm. The stats are guiding your decisions, and you know how to interpret it. I believe it is by far the most useful stat for FPL. Well, this this ownership is massive as well. Expected points as well is a big thing, but this effective ownership is handy just to know if you need to go for a differential captain in game week 38 back against Son, and you could be a massive winner, but it's a risk. It's a massive risk. It's like backing on an odds-on favourite, and there's a 3-horse race and the 2 are donkeys. I'd never back a 3-horse race. I'm just giving an example. A massive favourite to win, Real Madrid versus Earlier United. No, I was going to say something else. I'm not going to do that. I want Earlier United back, actually. I want them back. God, I miss them. I believe it by far. Yeah. So I make my own XG table, which I try to update as often as I can. I put a lot of work into it. So he does his own stats, fair play. Just players XG. So yeah, he's proper. He's all immersed in this. Yeah, so there are players that consistently overperform in XG, and Son is one of them. And the others that underperform the model for long periods of time. For example, Kevin De Bruyne overperforms the model by 35%, while Jesus underperforms it by about 25%. I think it's important to use XG delta because, whatever. Well, I just wanted to highlight this stuff, and Fabio Borges. He also said in an interview, Fabio Borges, about expected points, and that to take for maybe next season going forward, is it an idea to have a look at the expected points table for the game week, see who's expected to get the most points, and just captain him. Just do that. That's the model. And if you have somebody, it's between 3, but you have 2, so you got to make a choice which one. I still think you have to make a choice, but he was saying try to take a lot of decision making out of FPL game week to game week because of the stress of it, and people have been complaining about it's getting them down and miffed off, all sorts. So is it something I wouldn't be in? I'm more of a gut and feel and reactionary player. I make split decisions, massive. I have this urge. I would say I would call it bulling. When you're bulling for a player, you say that's it. Either bulling to get them out or getting them in ASAP. Bang, bish, bash, bosh. So that's just a shout out for stats. I'm not a member of FPL Scout. I don't want to be. I'm an independent. And I think it's very dangerous to get caught away with stats and you lose yourself. I think I don't want to lose the character and the way I play and the panache of style of the way I play the game to compensate. If I did add a little touch of the stats, it could fine tune. So this is something I will look into. I will look into expected ownership for next season and expected points. But this expected goals and assists is a load of baloney to me. Son's way overperformed. If you were going in that stat, you'd be picking Kane all season, or KDB, and he's been injured. So I think that in the stats is a problem because KDB's been injured for a load. So they discount all those games. So nobody had KDB for like 20 games during the season. He's had the bit at the start, and I think he was injured even at the start. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say in that piece. I think the expected points, if you use that just to predict your captains week to week, and you really are poor and you feel you really done terrible all the year with your captains, just have a look at expected points. Wherever you can get it from. Some of these pages will want you to subscribe before you can get at their stats, but you can do your own expected points like Fabio Borges. So to pick your captain, it's a cop-out, but over the season, it might average out if you recognize that you're a bad captain. I said that already. So, yeah. So this game week coming up. Oh yeah, we're on here. Price rises, nothing much. This Janssen is an interesting dude from Brentford. He's been popped in and out big time, and also his effective ownership is going up a touch. And Junior Emerson, he's gone in. Not so much. Yeah, Min Song has gone up again 11.1. That's no problem. You expect that. Yeah, not a lot there. Most transferred out. Obviously, Mo Salah there, as you can see, nearly 100,000 have knocked him out. I think that's just a no-brainer at this stage. I wouldn't want to risk him even at the last game week of the season, but he might need a goal or two against Wolves for the Golden Boot. And I think that's the least priority when you're going for a Champions League final against Madrid. So that can come into it. So that will be a shootout. Spurs away to Norwich, and obviously got Wolves at home for Salah. I don't think anybody can nick in. Virgil's out. Havertz has gone out. Matty Cash has had his double game week. Nobody wants any Aston Villa assets now. I'm looking. I have to, look. I've only got Dean, but a load of people have 3 or 2 Villa, Watkins and Ings, but a lot of them were in free hits. So. Saka I still fancy for Everton at home. Arsenal will want to definitely show up for their home fans at least, and who knows, Spurs being Spursy. Look, I know what Tottenham were all about. It would be just like them to go away to Carrow Road and Norwich and get done 1 or 2-0 or jack it in. I'm not backing against that. Hopefully Kulusevski will be back for that game. Because I think Luka Moore got the run out at home because maybe he's leaving, and give him a start at home. But Kulusevski is the future of that club, the way he's started, and very exciting to watch. All full of tricks, and he gets a lot of crosses in, and he's great. His dribbling is phenomenal. His successful dribbling, like I don't look at these stats. I just see what's happened on the pitch, and he is exciting massively. He can break them low blocks. I don't think Norwich will be doing the low block all day against Spurs. They'll be trying to meet foot to foot, I would say, man to man, and that will play into Spurs and Son's hands, I'm hoping. But yeah, his effective ownership that day for Son. So I'm not taking the gamble. Not when you look at, I just can't believe how I've just like as if I'm ending the season. Like it's just like starting high and just going as we're going down game weeks. It's been phenomenal. Really, I didn't expect to even get into the top three. It's not assured. It's going to be €50 prize money for who finishes fourth, and that will be the Kirk Clapp Memorial Cup. There'll be 50 for third, €75 for second, and 100 for the first. So it's fair enough. It's spread, but I think mostly people it's really winning the trophy and being on the list of honor. And winning a trophy in Top Dogs, I'm going to keep a note of who's winning trophies, and there'll be a little league. I'll compile of who's done who and who's won that and who's won what. Yeah, so it's not over and done with. I'll tell you why, because tonight now Liverpool and Southampton. Liverpool are away to St. Mary's, and as you can see, I've got TA on the bench because I chose Cancelo. That was a 50-50 call. Got it slightly wrong. I think his team for the next game week is very Spurs light, so he'll have to have a decision. But the big problem with this game week coming up, just quickly go, is this is really a battle that's coming down to a shootout at the OK Corral. It really is. We've got a list of clans. We have the Kane and Son clan, the Vardy and Madison clan. We've got the Salah, well, not so much the Salah, but maybe Diaz and TAA at Robinson clan. We have, Mount and James, Jesse James, Reece James clan. We got the KDB and Mahrez and Sterling clan. And all these guys have a massive, unbelievable game. Chelsea at home to Watford is plum. Leicester and Vardy versus Saints, who are liable to capitulate. Mainly at home, though. They're good away. Liverpool, Wolves got done by KDB, so that could be a cricket score. And look, Gerrard might manage a low block, maybe an admirable 2-1 or 3-1. City, yeah, and obviously Spurs, Son and Kane, and some have cooler like myself have gone all in on Spurs away to. So it really is a massive final day shootout, and unfortunately, folks, you can't fit them all in. I've tried. I've looked at the crazy thing now here. Doing this is a minus 32 transfer. That'll beat my record of 24. I did the 24 1 year. That was last year, and it didn't get me very far. So I'll just see if I can add that. So it's a 32. Yeah, the reason I've done this is Andy from Let's Talk FPL. He did a mock draft of what he would do for anyone free hitting in game week 38, which there is quite a lot still. I love to end the season with a chip, especially a trip cap or something, but now I rather the trip cap for a double game. Like same, so I like to do my business end of the chips, at least 2 chips through at the near last 5 or 6 game weeks to get a bit of momentum. And that's the key behind always my charge, is that hopefully the planning all comes in and kicks in at the end. Now this is basically, I tried to do this with my own team. That's why I did the 32 minus 32 just to see, and I got nowhere near what he was trying to do because I had to fit an Allison who's about 6.1 we'll say. So I'm down about 1.6 million on Andy's team. So he needs to understand that not everybody's got the same team value as he's got. But so I did a rough thing of what you could do. Look, Alonso and James is phenomenal. Now I'm not sure which ones. I think Hudson-Odoi, he's not injured. I think it's Loftus-Cheek that's injured. But will Hudson-Odoi get a run out? Will Asfalacheka, he didn't play. He needs to come in. He captain. He might be leaving at the end of the season. So will Asfalacheka come in? Will Christensen play? It's about time. I think there was a rumor he chose to not play the FA Cup final. Something's going on there. So there could be quite a bit of rotation, especially it's only Watford. So I'm not 100% sure about these being guaranteed starters. Well, it's the last game of the season. The top 4 is pretty tied up. They just need a point. Chelsea, they go beat Leicester on Thursday night. and then they're assured, and it'd be just to chill out, top three, guaranteed top three, and that's the season done. And unfortunately, they've lost the FA Cup, so it's been a mess season for Tuchel compared to last season. But he should carry on. We'll see. There'll be a lot of shake-up with Chelsea in the summer, and the new management. So yeah, so what I did is I just threw in Sanchez because he's against West Ham. Although I don't like the thought against Bowen. Bowen for me has been player of the season, hands down. Son's up there. Bowen, wow. That was the guy to have in single game weeks for the last few game weeks. I was thinking about it, but you get sucked into those double game weeks, and we all did. I got sucked in with Zaha from Palace, got rid of Maddison. That was 15 points Maddison got. Zaha's got 2, so that's 13-point loss. So I'm hoping Leicester do nothing on Thursday, and then Zaha gets something. I think away is it Burnley, possibly. They're Burnley or Villa, one of the games anyway, and he might close that gap a bit. But my other dude, I got rid of Chalobah, who got about 7 points on the last double game of game week 36, and you know he's will he start again? I don't know, but I got Indinia. He's already got 5 points or so. So, you know, and he's got another game as well. So, it's a tricky one. It could have been my worst ever couple of transfers at the wrong end of the season, but it mightn't be all that bad. So I'm not beating myself up about these. Of course, Maddison, that was a call. So I don't think it's a massive, but to win this Christy Nicholson, it would have been handy to get in, to have kept Maddison, because I didn't look at Joey. Joey Neenan, our number one, has had Maddison, and I should have been thinking more closely about what he was doing and maybe keep Maddison. But he wasn't starting a lot. I got his goal in the game week 36. I thought it was a good time to trust Zaha with penalties. So I'm going to keep Zaha for against United. He's got penalties, and it's a home game for Palace, and they'll be up first. And it's Vieira against United, and former Zaha against United. So I'm going to buy into that. So yeah, I got in. So this is just an example of what somebody could do with a free hit. So I just threw in Simicast there. I had to get rid of Alisson, so I wouldn't have 3. Gerhardt's just a make weight, but he might start. So and Delph is the only dude I could afford at 4.2 who won't play. So yeah, I would be fairly confident that these 4 will all play in game week 38. Tony will definitely play. I have Tony. I'm delighted to have him against Leeds. At home, that Leeds will have to go gung-ho, and this could play into Brentford's hands after what we saw over in Goodison Park in their 3-2 win. Just cut through the clever team that Frank that manages them. Clever team. Going to go with Kane, of course. It's going to be either Kane or Son or Hall against Norwich. And now the fact that the Gooners have lost 2 in a row now, and that Newcastle defeat was devastating. Never mind the 3-0, that was a shock. But there's a saying, you know, to lose once is unlucky, but to lose twice is, well, shame on you. There's something really that the players didn't get up. They must have been devastated. Probably a lack of experienced elder players on that team to get them up. And the youngsters, you know, they've not been there before. Champions League. It's been 2015 since the Gooners have qualified for the CL. And I think Spurs just, and Conte especially, is masterminded a plan, and it's just Norwich. Are Norwich good enough to stop Spurs from getting Champions League? If we look early in the season, Spurs have been losing all sorts of Mickey Mouse teams in the conference, Europa Conference leagues. I can't even remember any of their names. One of them Zagreb, or I don't know, Dynamo something. These teams couldn't believe it. Locomotive something. I don't know what sort of locomotive, or Thomas the Tank Engine teams we've been losing to in the conference this season. but they're bound to be better than Norwich. Sorry to say with our Norwich fans, but they haven't sacrificed their footballing ways, and they've gone down with a massive. They've just, Dean Smith has done all he can do, and they won't invest in that team. So it'll be largely, mainly the same sort of team fighting again next season. And kudos to Brentford for nearly finishing the top 10. If they beat Leeds, they could be top 10. So still most of their Thomas Frank, I think his name. So yeah, Sessenon's been a bit of a revelation, and he's quite cheap. So that's just an example of what's out there. As for myself, I think it's just going to be pretty simple, I don't need this anymore. Let's the most transferred in. Yeah, Jared Bowen, of course, against Brighton, but I like Brighton at home. They are good. Son, fair enough. KDB, loads of people got him in the free hit, didn't pull it off. Only the Watford, any Watford or Leicester against Watford, they've hauled. I just have to let that go and try to salvage something, and hopefully, that's the story. Ivan Toney, Vardy's well in. Vardy would have been in with the free hit, so this is just those on the free hit that are trying to get Vardy back in again for Southampton at home. But I'm not going to rip up the team. That's the way it is at the moment. Yeah, I will be fretting enough on the Liverpool, but we'll have a quick look at who we expect to be starting for Liverpool tonight. So do I have anything to worry about, especially with Robinson, who has a slight, he was out because of a head knock of some sort. Hopefully Schmeichel will start. If he doesn't, I've got Foster. I don't want to take a -4 at this age of this time of the season. I'm top just about on the 100k. I can't believe it. After last night with Saka just scoring 2 points, I managed to get down another couple of thousand places. The week before I was 111. So I am a bit surprised, pleasantly surprised, that I'm holding my rank and even improving it by touch. I've been saying for weeks that if I get to a top 200k, I would be absolutely, that's morale boosting. But where this is phenomenal, and I'm just trying to fight to keep it. So I can't go against Son. It's too risky. But there's goals all there. That Arsenal defense, even though it's a home, Everton, they could do what, they've had draws in the past, the Emirates. They've been a bogey team for Arsenal before. So I still fancy Saka at home, Zaha at home. I'm pretty much a home guy here. I've only got just the 3 Spurs boys away and Richarlison. Mikolenko and Digne, obviously can't risk him against City. But I'm thinking about doing a -4, get rid of Digne and Rafinha for James and a make-weight. I would like a touch of Chelsea if I could. Just one player. I just don't see how I can get there. I don't see it at the moment. I'm just going to leave it at that and see. Who knows? We'll have to see that Chelsea game on Thursday night. Any injuries, any shenanigans that goes on, it can all change. Yeah, what I wanted to do before I go is Fabio Borgia, and I'll keep going on about, but I've just mentioned his scores. Get him out, and resident player in this last season was his first. I got it. Yeah, of course I've got it. Yeah. Last season was his first season, and in the Christy Nicholson FPL Top Dogs League. And this is the sort of stuff he's been playing since 2008. So if you look at Joey's stats, I think he's got, some sort of case to be one of the FPL best of all time. He hasn't won it, but he's got 79, and that's better than Fabio Borgia's 95. Okay, and that's more recent. That's last year. Joey's 250, 50Ks, 333. He had an off year there. 61,000, 8,000, 18,000, 107,000, 370, 1,007. That is not too shabby at all, apart from the off year, the 333. And that's around similar myself. 330 is my lowest score ever in FPL since I started in the Suarez season. So I only have half the rep. Joey's been doing this for years. You know, he's been on it for years. So we have to give the guy, the commando, a lot of respect. That, you know, they can't. I think there is a case. Okay, if you average this stuff out, yeah, of course Fabio Borges will win, but there's not a massive points difference between a top 50k and the winner. You're talking about 150 points to 200, if that, maybe less, you know, some years. So it's always there in there and thereabouts. So I wouldn't worry about too much. That was just something I wanted to comment on. Give Joey some credit here. Of course, he's leading it out. He's been stalking Stephen Stress and for a time Connor Hussey, who had brief spells at the top for the last 5-6 game weeks. Joey has been top the last 2 now, and he should be top at the end of this now. But it just depends on well, Robinson, will he play? And he's got TAA, so there's obviously a straight heads up there. There's no injury worry about TAA. It's just he might get rested. So myself, I have Tia on the bench who I'll be playing next week, so I'm exposed to that massively. 31, 30, so yeah, 34 points down to, I can't believe, it's just devastating, Connor, you know, 34, like I'm 150 down with these guys at one stage only like 6 or 7 game weeks ago. It's just crazy. But the good thing about Connor, he can crucify me on these 2 tonight. And there is an outside possibility. You mean he'd be above me, you know, if Southampton jacket in 6-0. But the whole crack is, will they start? We'll look at that in a minute. And then Adrian Starman, Phillips. He's got the gruesome twosome, the 2 best defenders in the game. So yeah, it's all to play for. It's going to tighten up anyway. Still got Salah in there. That could be a mistake. It's did we know it's a double game week? Yeah. Did we know? Well, we must have did, because Joey transferred Salah out to get Son. So that could be a bit of a slip by there by Kyle, like Kieran Long Dog Kylie there. He probably won't play, and the move was to get in Son there just to minimize your losses. So that could be terminal there for the top 5, which is a shame. But he could still be picking up, you know, the trophy in the King of the Travelers, which would be nice. It would be nice for, you know, either Connor Hussey or Long Dog to pick up, you know, I mean, the first FPL Top Dogs trophy. And as we can see, if Kieran loses and Connor wins in game week 38, well, even this game week coming, well, then Connor is in pole position because he's got a better overall points total than the Kyle Meister. So where are we in the King of the Travelers? Kieran Kiley is taking on, oh, that's a bit of a battle, isn't it? Andy Cunyon, our winger for Ballyhaunis Town. He's picked up something. Antonio, okay, he just doesn't look he's been keeping an eye on his team at all. Salah, so I think he should edge through that one. Just about. It's just comes to the end of the season where people just have given up ages ago. And also, where's Connor here? Connor's here. God, it's only 17 points. That couldn't be true. Couldn't be true. 17 points for Starman. It's 25 now. Okay. Starman's got a lot of outs. Still a lot to play for. So that's going to be a tough one for Connor. That's a bit of a shootout. Massive. So definitely, that's all happens. It looks like Kieran will probably, he'll probably beat Andy there because he's more on it. And Connor's against Starman. So it's looking likely that Kieran Kiley could pick up the King of the Travelers trophy, and that's €50. So it's not to be sniffed at. We're okay with that. Effective ownership has been excluded. Oh yeah, I'd not paid. the teams and a little bit of information, I go to a source where I can trust. And I do of these people. Fergie Walsh should be unfortunately playing the free hit in game week 36 backfire from him, and to do the free hit on game week 37 with not so much kick. That was the one, and the rest of us are flicking about 40 to 50. If I have to take it, I've been given blows. I'm going to have to take one maybe one week, and that's fair enough. But I have my team set up right for game week 38 in how I want it. Just wish I could get a bit more Chelsea, just one more Chelsea, and go back for Chalobah, who I can afford. But will he start? The good thing about Chalobah, he either starts or doesn't start. So I might just do that just to cover a bit of Chelsea. But if he doesn't start against Leicester tonight at home, I might get Chalobah in. That might be my way out. And if he doesn't, for Luca Dean, transfer Luca Dean out for that. Boring, but it might be some sort of cover. I like Chalobah. I've been flirting with Chalobah all season, and that just means that I won't be playing Veltman, although he deserves a start at home. But he's just been one of those guys that have just been a mascot for me come off the bench. So anyway, Fergie, commiserations with Arsenal. The 2 defeats have knocked you. He's still got TA there, so yeah, I'll be watching who's going to start there for TA and Robinson, Diaz is my only threat below, I think. Connor's got Diaz, so I'll be interested if Diaz will start. I want to finish third. I want to be in the top 3. That's the guru. That's where he should be. But I'm not going to. I'm rooting for both of these to do the best they can. And it looks, Kieran not getting rid of Salah could be the bummer there. So it could be 4 trophies between 5. And I think any trophy, it's just, for me, it's to get something at the end of the season. It's not about the money. I put up the money, and I also do the Ukrainian charity, which I'll be sending money again to a charity that I know, Gold Camp. And Ukrainian children need all the help they can get now in this world we're living in. Sean Gilday, yeah, he's still with Salah. I don't know. Salah won't be playing tonight, so that was so Dave McNamara. Okay, we don't need to go too much further. Oh well, in my Sun Dream team, it looks like I'll win the one at work. Let's see. But anyway, it looks like I'll be paid. So I'll be using that 100 quid. I'm delighted. I'm well ahead now. I've had Madison in my Sun Dream team. I've had Alonso. What I did is I made about 4 transfers, and one was to get Madison out, Alonso out, a load out, and I just cancelled all of them in one day. Just thinking, I'll just go with it, and rolled with it and kept the whole lot of them and destroyed it. So I'm about 45 points ahead now, and there's only 2 game weeks left now in the Sun Dream team, and that's another trophy. And cross fingers. The other dude, he decided to go 6 Liverpool and 4 Man City and 1 West Ham reserve, and that's backfired massively, especially with Liverpool. Fabinho got injured, and all sorts of, Salah then went off, and that backfired horribly. So I have all my team mainly spread out between all bits and pieces, which has worked out good. So not taken for granted, but that will be just a nice little boost. So that will be added to the kitty for the Top Dogs FPL, Top Dogs Ballyhaunis FPL leagues with all those truly. So I might just spoof. Yeah. Gonna go by this with another domestic cup sitting pretty in the Liverpool cabinet. The hosts have had 10 Reds literally 3 days of promise. The away day in league, and now the cup first time since went to bet West Ham, and that 3-2. I think Thiago, lifting aloft. So the deja vu between Jurgen Klopp now we're at Liverpool 1-0, and kneeling on the ground, just raising it, and then Southampton went meant to hold their nerve. Okay, that's the prevent Liverpool from their drubbing at Brentford Community Stadium. Southampton remaining good. Hassel scoring recently alongside until the Champions League final. The influential are not thought views with Christy in the up, and it's coming ahead to be. Looks like it's going to be Allison, Gomez, Matip. So most FPL. That looks fairly spot on. So, which is interesting. So if this isn't coming on, Stevie and he scored an goal, that would be not Tony coming on. That's the case. If those anyways, right? Yeah. So who's he got coming about? Robinson. That was a 50-50 Laporte. So I don't think there's a massive downside to my position or a massive upside for somebody else's. Maybe Connor Hussey. Now I just have to see about these two, but it's not looking good. It looks like Joe Gomez and Simicast might be popping in there, but we'll see. You know, this is only hypothetical. This is just an idea right now. I just felt like doing a video, just give it a go and see. You know, just I had a few things to say, get it out there, and we're all ready for the last shebang, the battle of the clans of showdown. High noon against the Spurs assets, Chelsea assets, Leicester assets, City assets, all sorts of, and there's no way you can have nearly everything. So it's a differential day on its own without even doing anything, because it could be another Leicester thing this game, the first game of this double game week 37, where Leicester just blow out their team and the others get 1-1s and 1-0s and 2-2s, which is no good. So yeah, just kind of happy enough that the whole thing is coming to it. I'm 50-50, a bit down that it's coming to an end, but a bit relieved that it's not been a massive disaster this season. I've done all these podcasts through a whole year. I've not missed a deadline. We've have our own Top Dog WhatsApp group. If you want to join it, consult one of the Phillipses in town, Face Man in town, or some of the guys that if you want to get in and take it more serious next season. That's the whole shebang. A shout out for Owen Collins, and he's been phenomenal this season in regard to, you know, his first season. And where is Owen? It's not too far down. 18th, yeah, 2000. You know, he's already like broke the 2000 mark. He's had the Bruin probably the week before. You know, like one of these guys that he has been taking it pretty serious. You can see that fairly honest in regard to selection. You know, you can tell that he's been mooching about and changing bits and pieces. And Nketiah was all the rage a while ago. So is the Bruin. Is all the rage. It's a loss of money just to expect maybe those 4 goals against Wolves. That was the blowout. The rest will be just chill out. Yeah. Tony O'Brien always comes back again with a bang. He's another one that if he is anywhere near the top, if he's anywhere around this 450, you have to watch him. You have to watch him. But it didn't quite happen for him this season. He's played his free hit and didn't manage to consider any of the Leicester assets. So he's on sort of something similar like we're all on. And that's the crack. If you've not had any of the Leicester assets this game week, like obviously Dave might have got something to Leicester. He got Barnes, Harvey Barnes. Now everybody was getting him in a while ago. Then he, you know, only like 3 or 4 game weeks ago, people had him in, but they've got rid of him since. And they got rid of him, made good choices, made points. And then how do you know when you want to get him back in again? Well, it's Watford away, but then again, Everton couldn't score against Watford away. So it's all, that's where the luck comes in. So you just pay your faith. Maybe I'll keep Madison, but this is for myself. But it's all swings and bounds. We'll see what Zaha does on Thursday and what against United. That'll be fun. Watkins, fair enough. So it's just all about Leicester. He's done his free hit. It's okay. It's fine. Still a lot of outs. Guaita will probably not play. Forrester's got. I think he's got another game left. I think Watford have another game. I think no, they're not one of the double. No, they're not. So that's unlucky there. So he won't get anything unless Guaita comes in again. But nobody's been picking him because he's been in and out of injuries or these niggly things. Cash, there's an out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's still got quite a bit there. He could pop up to the 100 if he gets lucky, you know, with Carlson again. I've got about 5 myself. So I see where's the top 10. Yeah, the top 10 is within. And I think, you know, Tony O'Brien is one of those dudes that I personally think should be top 10. And the same with the Oracle. Mark Phillips has to be in the top 10. What's going on here? they have to make a bit going up. And David McNamara, again, has been doing one of those runs. Like Donny O'Brien, David McNamara, they do these runs at the end. I'm a runner as well. I'm an end runner. Never have me leading with only a few games to go. That's I know that myself. It's not bragging. It's just every season. So Morgan is just going to hold on. Can he hold on to that top 10 and get his hat? I have the hats done from last year. People will be receiving them. The wife will be here in July. Yeah, Sean Gilday should be there. Fergie's had one of them seasons that I've never seen from him before. He's shown a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of interest, a lot of questions, a lot of crack. He's done well, and he'll be a better player next season for this experience. Sterling on the bench. What? Is he bench boost? No, bench boost. So that's still stuff that kind of, there's no way you should have all that money just sitting on your bench. That's just the little things you have to watch out for. And definitely where Connor, Hussey, and the guys that have come in, you know, are more serious, you really have to watch their value on the bench. That is integral. If I know I'm not going to play this guy, I'll have somebody in that's about 4.5 to not even 5 million on the bench. But there's plenty of them about that float about that will come on and give you a job. Livermento was one of these guys. Veltman for me was one of these guys. Just somebody, and they could get a clean sheet. So I'd never have Sterling on the bench unless he forgot to change his team. It could happen. Mateta, I wouldn't. Well, he's got a double, doesn't he? So that's City done. No bench boost. So it's just play the double there. Double. It's a double game week trap again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm hoping that Zaha doesn't turn out to be the big trap. He's always been a trap, Zaha. Zaha has been the biggest trap, and I've fallen into it again. If he doesn't do anything in this game week, I keep pussyfooting about who Villa or Palace are playing. Everton. If he doesn't do anything against Everton away, now they're going to go gung ho. They can look at what Brentley have done. Everton have suspensions now. I wouldn't miss Rondon, but Braithwaite. Will Keane come back? That's a certain OG for Palace then. Burnley, I wouldn't put too much hope. Gerrard has been very good this season, but will he go stale? I have a funny feeling about that. I think he needs to get another year out of Villa or 2 or 3, because Klopp's going nowhere. Klopp's going nowhere. He's met 3 years. You know, the world's his oyster there with that team. But he will be getting to a stage where they have to start building again without Salah and Mane. Not so much Mane, but definitely Salah will have to go soon. I mean, we'll go soon. When is the top for players? Well, we'll have to see. But 5 years' time, will Salah be there? Possibly. On the bench, stay for life. Well, I think he should get another big move somewhere. That's all these players will be thinking about that. So yeah, Zaha has, it could be the massive trap, and I hate falling out. Anytime I've got Zaha in, it's always been a mess up. And Joey Commando Neenan knows the same thing. Last season, years before, we got him in after he's hauled, and then he just gets injured next game, gone, and that was a massive boo-boo. So yeah, that's just a point to say about Price on the bench. You know, leaving stuff on the bench. So yeah, that's about all. Yeah, still a bit of hope there for Starman. He's still got a loss. It's just there's a doubt that these two will play. Maybe one, but it's a possibility that it could be Gomez and Tsimikas. So I'm not too worried really. I just want to get to this the last round of games in this double game week 37, and that's about it. So I've kind of said it all. Just worried about. I think when you're looking at a team for game week 38, Saka will play. You know, the 3 Spurs boys. I'm sure Kulusevski will play again. He won't be dropped again. It has been alternated with Mora for a while, but Mora played the last game, and while didn't set the world on fire either. And Kulusevski only got 10 minutes, which is just nothing. So there are 3 different starters with Salah. I'm still not sure who will start for Chelsea. I might go back again for Chalobah again. He's been lucky for me this season. He's the only guy I can afford. If he doesn't start, then I'll have Rafinha or somebody on the bench, and I don't want to be taking any hits. I think every point is crucial, and I hear there are talk people will be taking that's transfer history, but people will be taking all sorts of -8s and stuff to get dudes in, and I hate that. I really do. The fear of Watford being destroyed now like they were against Leicester. Yeah, so happy enough. A lot of green arrows. What was I looking at? 48, 38. Yeah, the hits is all I'm just noticing. This is the hit column, so I've kept took any 0 hits. I think I'll keep that for the end of the season. 47. I think one season of about 60 transfers, so that's not too bad. 47. It would be nice. It's just if you finish level on points with somebody, it goes by how many transfers you've made throughout the season. That's the big divide and thing. When the overall is made, they just go to how many transfers you made. So I think I'll keep it about 47 to get me a few places. I will be making one more transfer, so 48, fair enough. But some people have had 60, 48, so 38 game weeks, 10 above that is fairly standard. Okay, so that's all we can say about that, folks. Thanks for if you were listening and watching till the end. My hope is to get this this YouTube thing. It's mainly a local thing, so I can get this up to maybe 500 subscribers once. Hopefully there'll be a push on the numbers, and mainly a local blog league. This, and for the Christy, Nicholson pub and the Top Dogs leagues. For the locality around, so I don't expect to be pushing 20,000 or whatever. I'd say something in and around 500 would be pretty decent for the channel, and because I know most of them are mainly for tuning in for the football chat. So next season, I'm going to keep the same format. We were thinking about a teams FPL thing, but it's not kind of caught on. We'll keep it as it is at the moment. 4th place. Kirkclap Memorial. We were thinking about maybe paying league. Maybe I'll look into something like that, a tenner, but I'm not really in it for the money, to be honest with you. I never was. I'm in it to give everybody a shot and a chance around the locality. Only people we know, and Frank, it's an invitational thing. I think I will broadcast the league codes on my Facebook and the WhatsApp group, and people will spread that link from who they know, and they'll let me know who's coming in, and so we can frank everybody. And I'll leave it at that, because I don't want somebody coming in and just look, Joey's one of our own, and he's coming in and he's going to win 2 in a row the way he's going, but he's he's one of our own, plays for the town. And he's our standard. He is the gold standard. And if you finish above him, you are top. But there's still loads of prizes on offer. There's still 3 places, and there's the King Baloney thing. I got the Christy. The thing is, Joey Needham didn't enter the King of the Travels this year, so there's a little caveat, I suppose, to the winner this year. Oh, this is Joey's, is it? Yeah, mine. Go to this, the Christy Nicholson Cup League. Christy Nicholson pub. No, it's not that one. Don't know how you get to it, folks. But there's myself and Dave Martin. And last time I checked, yeah, I've been leading them there, 48-31. So it's looking likely I'll get to the final. And the other ones is I know it's Jerry Freely anyway is one of them. So there's Martin. So that's my mate from here in London. So I think James Lyons, wasn't it? Yeah, James with the so this is a massive shootout here between the two. So looks likely I'll probably get through Dave Martin, but 22 versus 17. Wow. the eye test, 648,000 in the world, which is not shabby. Out of 9.2 million. That's no joke. So what's he got left? James E's, Pickford, James, Mikolenko, good. Mount, fair enough. Salah won't play. Martinelli will come on, not great. Watkins and Mount. He's got a lot of outs there, Jamesy boy. Son captain was, you know, loads of people have, you know, I think Son was 100% effective ownership. So basically, loads of people had him capped. So if you hadn't Son capped, you would lose 1 point to the average, whatever that means. And I explained it. I'm just not cut out for stats, folks. Sorry about that. Because what's the story with Jerry Freely? He's got no hits. Schmeichel, Bummer, Mount. They mightn't play. So Everton rise. James. Oh, God, this is going to be close. This one. And he's got nothing to come on the bench with the keeper. Kulusevski didn't play. Son cap. Oh, he's capped Son as well. Oh my God. I had Son already, but I didn't captain, so I wouldn't have lost as much if he hauled. But that was a big plus for my team, is that I didn't cap him and I went over Carlson. It really is a total maze, this FPL, folks. It's a total minefield. It's like playing one of them those games, minefield, and you step on something and you either blow up or you get levitated to, you know, ecstasy of gold. So what's the Gus? I think it's betwixt and between here. Your man's got Mount as well. James has got Mount. Won't be playing Watkins, Willie, Hall, James. Oh, it's too close to call. Anyway, that's the latest shenanigans going on. To next season, I would love to have at least 100 people anyway in the league itself and grow year on year. And it's a lot of fun and keeps me anyway out of mischief and trouble, keeps me preoccupied, and I keep this going. And thanks very much, folks. Guru out. I'm off for the week, so I've been able to do this video. Now back to the mundane task of figuring out next step for game week 38. God bless, folks. Bye. Peace out.